Hello, tribe. Welcome back to the channel. Yaje here with another gardening video. So, today we are going to be talking about tomatoes. When it comes to tomatoes, farming, tomato gardening, I consider myself somewhere around the middle. Like I'm an intermediate gardener. I'm not quite a beginner, I'm not an expert yet. I have made my share of mistakes. I have learned from the mistakes. So I know enough to share to people who are just starting with tomato gardening so they don't make the same mistakes that I've made in the past. But I'm not quite an expert yet because I am still learning. So recently, I learned two things about growing tomatoes, especially in hot and humid climates. For example, zone 9B, where my garden is. And I thought that it was so profound. I wanted to share that with you. In addition to that, I wanted to share with you some things that you need to do if you are just getting into growing tomatoes so that you can get a healthy harvest, you can get a successful gardening season. So if you would like to hear the two things that I learned recently that has been so impactful to the point where I had to pause the video and go and get the seeds right away, and also some of those tips about tomato gardening that I have learned in my couple of years as a tomato gardener, then stay tuned. Now let's get started. Okay, so the two things that I learned very recently, I learned from another YouTuber. The channel name is Lazy Dog Farm. When it comes to tomato gardening, every time I see a video about growing tomato, especially in a climate that is similar to mine, I want to click on it and then learn. So Lazy Dog Farm shared a video recently about the number one cause of failure for tomato gardeners. And it was not any one of the other tips, as in prune, space out, and all of that good stuff. You need all of that. But if you're growing tomatoes in hot and humid climates and you don't do this one thing, chances are you are still gonna fail. Okay, so what am I talking about? The type of seeds. I was like, what? Yeah, so there are so many different types of tomatoes, right? Different types, the heirlooms, the this, the that, and the other. I mean, like you name it, different types of tomatoes. But if you don't select the right seeds for your growing zone, you are not gonna make it with tomato farming. And it resonated so much because I thought I could just look at a catalog and pick any kind of tomatoes and grow, and it will work for Houston. But no, if you want to increase your chances of survival or your chances of success, then the type of seed matters. So he suggested these tomatoes. This is the red snapper tomatoes. I got it from his website, Red Snapper. I had to pause the video and go purchase the seeds. I purchased 3 packs. These are hybrid seeds suitable for growing in the deep south, in the south. So, if you know anything about hybrid tomatoes, they are very expensive. So, yeah, it's only 10 seeds in each pack, and I forget how much it was. But compared to like your regular tomato seeds, the hybrids are very expensive. And this one, like I said, will do well in hot and humid climates. So, I am very, very excited to try it and compare to the other tomatoes that I'm already growing. I'm growing the San Marzano tomatoes, which is an heirloom tomatoes from Italy. And I will be growing this red snapper. I think it's a determinate tomato, which means it's just going to grow, put out all the fruits at once, and then be done. An heirloom, the other one, the San Marzano that I'm growing, is indeterminate, means it can keep growing. But then again, it's not going to keep growing in this Houston because I know for sure that once, the end of June, July gets here, it's just not going to make it. So whatever tomatoes I can get by the end of June, that's going to be it. I'm just going to get rid of it. So yeah, if you want to grow tomatoes, maybe you should try out the red snapper. I got 3 packs, but I'm only going to be starting the seeds for 2 packs. The one I'm gonna save it and I will gift it to my brother who is in Cameroon, doing a backyard gardening in Cameroon as well, in Douala specifically, where it's very hot and humid. And he ran into trouble growing tomatoes with blight. So I will send him this one to try out in Cameroon, and then we can compare notes. I am gonna be growing the tomatoes in these containers. I will put 10 seeds in each, and then once it sprouts, I will move them into individual containers. It's gonna be sitting on a heat mat over there. I have my heat mat over there. I'm starting everything indoors. I also use seed starting mix, which I have rehydrated with hot water, boiling water, just to kill any eggs of whatever. And I have my labels, so it's now time to plant. Okay, it says 10 seeds and it was packed for 2025. I'm just gonna plant all of the seeds. So that's what you get in a seed pack. This is all you get. Oh my God. If I lose anyone, I'm gonna be pissed. They're exactly 10, not a single extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly 10 of them. Okay, now let's cover. It's gonna go right here. Okay, family, so these are my tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes that I am gonna be growing this year. I started them from seeds about 11 days ago. So they were started on the 20th of January. Today is the 31st of January. And I'm gonna be planting these in individual containers today. I'm gonna be uppotting the tomatoes today. And the reason being that they are currently growing in seed starting mix, which did not have any nutrients. And as you can see, it has started to form its true leaves already. You can definitely tell that these are like tomatoes, the first set of true leaves. And so I need to move them from here into soil that has nutrients. So it's going from a seed starting mix soil to a potting mix soil today. I'll show you the tomatoes that I'm growing. The San Marzano tomatoes. These are great for making sauces. So I decided to go with the sauce tomato this year because I mostly use my tomatoes to cook with, to make tomato-based stews or to cook my veggies with. So I'm going with the San Marzano tomatoes from True Love Seeds. If you want to try one of these, I'm going to put a link in the comment section below. I'm done potting them up. Now we need to put labels to identify what it is that you're growing, especially if you're growing more than one variety of a particular plant. It's important to label. Last thing you want is mixing things up, and I've done it before, so Just get some plant labels.